Live from downtown Bakersfield, 23 ABC News starts now.
A driver leading CHP officers on a slow-speed chase for hours overnight when the driver was finally taken into custody.
And we're live at the Fox Theater where there's going to be an Extreme Makeover Home Edition watch party happening later. More on that just after this.
Good morning and thanks for joining us here at 23 ABC News on your Sunday morning. We are so happy to have you with us because we have some excellent news in store for you. These weather conditions are absolutely beautiful.
I'm bringing the warm weather, guys. Let's take a live look outside right now at our roof cam. Take a look at this. Sun's already shining out bright and early this morning, and right now we're seeing a high of 51. Winds picking up just a little bit, but we'll see them picking up even more a little bit later. We're at about 3 miles per hour, those southeast winds coming in. But let's take a quick look at your weather headlines today. You can expect some dry and unseasonably warm temperatures. Windy conditions developing later today. We do have an advisory starting at noon this afternoon, and we'll see some warmer weather this week. Above seasonal temperatures for February are definitely expected. But we'll take a look at this wind advisory coming up next on your forecast.
And we have been following some news that we just received into our newsroom. Shortly under 2,000 customers in central Bakersfield are without power right now, and that's according to PG&E's website. As you can tell, this interactive map is telling us that crews are currently heading to the scene and they are working to assess the situation. As of right now, they do not know what caused the outage, but crews are also telling us on their website that they do expect that power will be restored around 10:15 this morning. So make sure you head right to our website. There you can find a link to this interactive map that updates just about every 15 minutes. And you can find out if your area is impacted and when power will be restored.
And another story topping our news this morning, a suspected DUI driver in a white Cadillac led authorities on a bizarre slow-speed chase along I-5 freeway Saturday night. Watch to the left side of your screen. This is a video from Caltrans camera as a chase traveled southbound on I-5 near Frazier Park on Mountain Road. According to our ABC affiliate in Los Angeles, the chase started just before 9 last night in Montebello. The slow-moving driver only reached speeds of 40 miles per hour but refused to pull over, eventually making their way to Kern County. Now, Bakersfield CHP officials took over the pursuit on Highway 99 north of the Tejon outlets. The driver was only in Kern County for about 30 minutes before heading back towards LA. Los Angeles CHP officials arrested the driver just before 1 a.m.
The Diocese of Fresno has announced that Monsignor Craig Harrison will remain on paid administrative leave despite the Fresno District Attorney's Office closing its investigation into Harrison, who is accused of sexual misconduct with minors. Now, the statement by the Diocese of Fresno reads, quote, "Now that the Fresno District Attorney's Office has disclosed its determination and closed its investigation, the diocesan investigation will resume. Monsignor Craig Harrison will remain on paid administrative leave during the course of the diocesan investigation. There will be no further comment," end quote. Now, the Fresno District Attorney's Office announced Friday that it will not be filing criminal charges against Harrison.
All right, guys, and as always, we have some fun events happening around Kern County, and Kern County also has an abundance of diverse wildlife, but now you have a chance to meet some critters that aren't from this part of town today at the Kern County Fairgrounds. Now, the annual Reptile and Pet Expo is in Bakersfield for just one more day. The event features reptile shows, educational workshops, and animal adoptions. There are cat and dog adoptions as well, and animal encounters with a possum, a sloth, which we saw yesterday, cute and a little creepy, and even an alligator. Now, the expo also has seminars where you and your family can learn more about the exotic animals at this event.
Not only do you get to come and learn about different exotic pets per se, because reptiles are kind of exotic, you're going to get to see animals that you wouldn't get as close up with at a zoo, which is what I do. So I tell you why an alligator is not a good pet, and please stop bringing them into California, because I'm going to have this animal for the rest of my life. It's over 50 years.
Reptile and Pet Expo starts today at 10 a.m. in Building 3 at the fairgrounds. Admission is $8 for kids and $12 for adults, and parking is free.
And if you do want to catch some of those reptiles, our 23 ABC's Austin Westfall is also going to head over there after the show. He's going to be doing a Facebook Live introducing you to all of those fun critters. But before that, we are talking a little bit about a former memory that we have shared with Miss Alex Bell when she first headed here to Bakersfield. One of the first stories that I had a chance to share with her was when Extreme Home Makeover Edition was in town, and they were revealing something very exciting for a lucky family in our community. And this morning, sorry, where am I, right? All right, well, this morning we are doing a follow-up to that experience.
Yes, and we got to actually watch them say move that bus, which was pretty cool. But right now, 23 ABC's Austin Westfall is live, taking a live look at what is later to come. They're going to be airing that episode today. Austin, give us the details.
Yeah, guys, we're live outside here at the Fox Theater. Extreme Makeover Home Edition was here back in the summer. It was around August, and it was a huge event. There were tons of people welcoming the Mosley family to their new home. Tons of volunteers came from around the Kern County community. The general contractor for it was John Balfan's Homes, and I'm joined now by Greg, the CEO of John Balfan's. How you doing this morning?
I'm great. How you doing?
I'm doing good. So, obviously building a house in 1 week is no easy feat. How did the whole crew accomplish that?
Yeah, just a total group effort, community effort. Just hundreds and hundreds of people came out to support the house, the build, and we could not have done it without that effort of just the entire community, for sure.
Yeah, what was the biggest challenge of finishing the home in that time?
Just the number of people it took to get the house built and to have them there 24/7. Framing contractors, plumbing contractors, they thought they could do it, but when we got down to it, it was a lot more, I think, work than a lot of people probably expected, and so we just relied on them to grind it out, and like I said, they were there 24/7, and guys were really tired, for sure. It's kind of hot in August in Bakersfield,
Totally. Well, all that work is going to be showcased later today on HGTV. The episode's airing at 6 p.m., but if you want to come out to the Fox Theater and watch it with the whole community, the public is invited out here to the Fox Theater for free. Doors open at 5 p.m. tonight. Come on down, enjoy the show with the rest of us. For now, in downtown Bakersfield, Austin Westfall, 23 ABC, connecting you.
Yes, we certainly remember what it was like being out in the heat with all of those hard-working volunteers.
Yes.
That was definitely an experience to remember. All right, well, it's a veteran's voice that enlisted in the Marine Corps at the age of 16.
Filiberto Lujan followed the lead of his grandfather, who served in World War I, along with his father and 3 uncles who fought in World War II. All of them Marines, but this was an experience that his elders never spoke of until the bear returned from Vietnam.
And you already know who has the story. 23 ABC's Mike Hart has more.
Every time I asked him, how was it? One word answer, it was rough.
Filiberto Bear Lujan grew up on a reservation, a member of the Oglala Lakota Nation.
And my full name is Strength of the Bear.
Several family members were also part of another nation, the U.S. Marine Corps.
I was 16 then because I graduated high school at 16. Went down to the recruiter, took all the tests, Pop signed all the papers.
It was 1960, and once he finished boot camp, Filiberto joined a new outfit, the Marines Force Recon.
Penetrate deep behind, quote unquote, enemy lines, gather intel.
Okay.
You're supposed to go in, don't leave a sign that you've been there, get the intel and get out.
His first real deployment came in late 1962, First Force Recon boarding the USS Enterprise aircraft carrier during the Cuban Missile Crisis. If President Kennedy's blockade didn't work, Lujan's unit would head for Cuba to secure a landing zone for the 82nd Airborne.
I was sitting in the plane getting ready to get catapulted if they hadn't turned around.
When he returned home, he re-enlisted and joined the 3rd Marines Force Recon at the start of the Vietnam War, landing in Da Nang.
We were given different sectors where we were supposed to get intel.
Which was yours?
Along the DMZ, the border of Laos and North Vietnam.
Lujan says his unit would repel from helicopters when they arrived at the landing zone and get hoisted out when they left, the Hueys never touching the ground.
You ran up to the bird, hooked up. Now you had about 5 seconds and they were gone.
His unit was gone for 10 days to 2 weeks at a time, coming very close to the enemy on numerous occasions.
And I thought for a split second that he saw me, because he turned to look and he was looking dead at me, but he didn't see me.
On one mission along the Ho Chi Minh Trail, Bear came under fire while on patrol with his brother-in-law, who was a radio operator.
The gunfight was on. Jim got shot through the thigh, and I carried Jim 2 days through the jungle. And he got to the point where he said, just leave me. And I told him what he could do with that.
Bear served 3 tours in Vietnam, taking part in Operation Hastings, the Battle of Hue, and Tet Offensive, just to name a few. He won't talk about his confirmed kills as a sniper, but did mention one time an NVA squad were chasing a group of Marines when they came into range about 400 yards away.
I took them all.
How many were there?
7.
Lujan ended his deployment in July of 1971. In all, he collected numerous medals and commendations. He was also wounded 4 times. The final time as he landed at their base under fire, and his friend Pete ran ahead of him into a bunker.
And he was yelling at me, come on, old man, old man. I had to run around the chopper to try to catch him. And he went into a bunker, and I was like 25 yards behind him. And as he goes into the bunker got hit by a 120 rocket. Gone. And I took shrapnel from that.
When he returned home from Vietnam, his father would finally discuss combat with him, a conversation that only another veteran would understand.
And he told me his experience on Guadalcanal. And I asked him, why didn't you say this when I was younger? And explained to me. He says, because you wouldn't have understood it.
Filiberto Lujan went on the honor flight and struggled with emotion while he was sitting in front of the Vietnam Wall. But the worst scare of his life, he says, came during the Gulf War, when his own sons left college and wanted to enlist.
And I talked him out of it. Because I'll tell you right now, Mike, I'm not that strong a man.
One of his sons would open Red House Barbecue in Tehachapi, and he has a shrine to his family history and the Marine Corps up on the back wall. It's a place you can find Bear quite often, on a different patrol, to keep these memories alive.